I just had 3 bounty runs and I thought I'd go through them and try to point out mistakes and options, alternative options during the run. I did, so it was almost 15 minutes of footage. Maybe this video will not be as long as I hope, but I don't know really, honestly. Let's just see. There is an interesting bit coming up here with a sharp from below and a fossil from above. It's important in a situation where you have like a fossil and a sharp moving towards each other with you in the middle. The danger is that when the fossil jumps, if it hits the sharp, it spikes out, then it will bounce off in an unpredictable direction. And I like to say that there is not as much randomness in this game as people say, but this is one source of randomness. Maybe it's not random. I mean, theoretically speaking, it cannot be, but maybe there's some way to predict what direction the fossil bounces off in, but I don't know how. So to me, it is random. And you can also see I swing here and I eliminate the melty, which is very good. You should eliminate melties because also the direction their splat is falling is unpredictable. But I'm also including the clutter in this. And that implies that I also want to swing again and remove the babies, which is interesting. I could then use a swing to kill the little ones and also whack the sharp away and avoid the collision with the fossil. Let's see what I do. Well, this is a bit too late. Did I have time to do to I feel like was the clutter far away? Yeah, the clutter is a little bit far away so that when my sword is ready to swing again, the small ones are a bit too spread out. They're not so easy to kill. Otherwise I could swing like this on this frame. I can swing again, and I feel like if I click now, I would clear out all the small ones and I would whack the sharp away to a safe spot. But maybe the fossil would get me. I'm not quite sure. It's a bit hard to see. Anyways, in this situation, I chose to run away. And I had to accept that there will be a collision between fossil and sharp, which means that I'll just have to make as much distance between me and the collision as possible. So I run away in a straight line, so that when they bounce, I have time to see what direction the fossil is coming from, and I can have time to adjust and dodge it. This time it was not necessary to dodge, but sometimes it is. Yes. Very nice then is that I triggered this the bottom fossil once more, so it will probably jump out if it doesn't collide with the second fossil. And then the second fossil will be easy to dodge. It's important that I don't move down here. Like, now that I've activated this fossil, if I move down, then there is a risk that the fossil will collide with the melty. So I want to make the fossil jump this way. Of course, if the two of them collide, then I don't know, anything could happen, but ideally, I want the bottom fossil to go out off screen. I want the top fossil to go straight left and not be in contact with the melty. So let's see. It does go straight left. And the bottom, oh, you know what? The top fossil activated before the bottom one. So the top fossil jumps away, and the bottom fossil does not hit it when the bottom fossil jumps. And this looks scary, but I think I'm dodging. Yes, I'm dodging up, which I think is it a mistake? If you ignore the inky, then it is a mistake. better than dodging up would be to go down and then deal with the melty. Like I can, if I go straight down here, maybe I can swing and hit both the sharp and the melty without being in danger myself. But here's the inky. I don't know if I was thinking about all of this, but probably some of it at least. But maybe not the inky. It recently spawned, so I'm not sure if I can calculate that it is on course to possibly hit the melty. The problem is that if I dodge down and the inky goes through, like we see it will do, then there is a chance the inky hits the melty, which again could cause a acid splash in a random direction. So that would be a risk I want to avoid. At the same time, the alternative is dodging up, which puts me at risk of the edge of the screen, which is not as dangerous as being close to a melty when it is about to collide with something, but it is something. So if it was possible for me to dodge down and deal with the situation, then I should have done that. Because that is like a deterministic situation. And going up is slightly risky, but if I don't know if there will be a collision between ink and melted, then going up is better. So I wound up going up. I turn around to make a swing. It's a bit awkward because let's see, yeah, do I make a swing? I do not make a swing, right? You can see that it would be very nice to swing and like you would hit the inky and the melty. You would make sure that the melty dies to your sword so that you can decide the angle the splash goes in, so that there is no risk there. The same with the inky. And you could also imagine hitting the fossil and the sharp, maybe knocking one or even both of them off screen. So in like first thought is that, oh, this looks like a good swing to make, hitting all of these four things. We want each swing to hit as many things as possible usually, but the problem here is that if my swing is to hit the sharp, then the sharp should always be on the right hand side of your swing, the right hand side from the perspective of the character. But the same should be said for the melty. Both the sharp and the melty should be on the right side, the right hand side of your swing, in order to avoid either of them splashing or moving onto you. So this swing is actually bad because if I want to hit the sharp, then the melty will be on the left side of my swing, which means that there is a chance it splashes onto me. So I think the best here is to actually, I think I should go back towards the edge of the screen because there's these will hit each other and there's a chance that the acid splashes. And if it goes up, I want to be as far away as possible. I could go up and then swing towards the fossil and sharp. I think that's the best option really, but I don't think that's what I'm doing in the moment. No, I'm just moving in the path I was like moving. Why am I moving this way? That's a bit strange. I think I want to get away from the edge of the screen, and I'm not considering the danger of the collision here. But it's all right. Usually it turns out all right, but sometimes it doesn't. And I even move around this gloop ball, which makes no sense. I should head straight southeast. Or maybe like turn around and then make a swing since the inky is now dead. Though that was like a fraction of a second ago, so I cannot react to that. Anyway, I dodge around the gloople. This is a moment where you could choose to swing at the sharp. Benefits are that you knock the sharp out of bounds and you get rid of it. The downside is that you are standing at the edge of the screen and swinging your sword, which means you are very vulnerable. If you want to get rid of the sharp because you feel unsafe, then you should swing at the sharp. But if you want to be very consistent and going for a high level of gameplay, then you could consider not swinging at the shark. It seems like that's what I'm doing. I think both options are good. This is sort of more demanding because it demands that I find a good way to kill the shark later, and it happens. Well, that's interesting. Let's go back a bit and see the motion. Yeah. So you could argue that when you see the motion of the shark, like moving around all this way, here the shark can see me. Here, I don't think it can see me. I think that I'm moving out of the shark's vision, especially like here, right? This vision in like this direction, something like this. And then I think I'm outside of the shark's vision, which means that it will retract the spikes. And I mean, I might have realized at the time, because that's the sort of thing you can realize, but it's hard to say. But I did turn around, and you can see that yeah, you can see that I'm turning around before the spikes are retracting, so maybe I realized the spikes will be retracting. Or maybe I just wanted to knock the shark away and then deal with the biter afterwards. Hard to say. Right now, it's a very boring situation, but it escalates quickly. I'm a bit out on the edge, and at the same time, there's a frosty coming towards me. Oh, you can see, I tried to do a fancy maneuver. Like if you cross in front of the frosty, it will turn around, but then if you cross back around on the back side of the frosty, then you could make the frosty move in like an S shape and go out of the screen, but I failed this time. I love this trick. It's so fun to do. So I do it a lot, even when I don't need it. This was a good situation to do that trick, but this time I didn't make it. I was I can see that. Oh, you can see that I'm a bit late. Here I'm too late, I think. I have to be closer to the frosty. So it's a difficult trick, but it's very satisfying. And here suddenly there's a lot happening. There's like so many things spawned at the same time. It's difficult to update your brain and comprehend everything that's happening. Let's do it slow motion. It seems I choose to go away from the frosty, which makes sense. You would hope that it collides with something, but unfortunately it doesn't. And the fossil should be easy to dodge, assuming well, if I get frozen, then the fossil gets frozen, so that's okay. But maybe you can see the fossil jumped and it hits the frosty, freezes us, and yeah, both the biters were outside of the reach. I tried to wiggle, but it's too late, and that's a death. Let's see if I could. I wonder what would be my solution, because like it's so it's so cruel that the frosty did not hit any of these. This hitbox here, this is annoying. One thing I could have done was to instead move to the right, down right, southeast, and try to deal with the frosty first. I mean, even if I go a bit down and then I swing towards the frosty so that I get a minimal freeze time, and then also I could kill the biter. then I would have time to wiggle out before the next enemy comes. So I think that's the first like solution to this problem. When did the problem start? Let's see. It's I mean, like, at this point, I should realize that, oh, there's a biter coming from down below, which I had to take into consideration. There is also Frosty coming in. Those are the two immediate threats because the fossil takes a long time to attack. These two are the two immediate threats, so I should deal with them first. So maybe at this point I should realize, but it's difficult to then make a plan quickly. So I instead go the other way, hoping that the Frosty collides with something. It doesn't. And at this point, at like precisely this point, I don't think there's anything to do, just run away. Is there? But I shouldn't go down. I think that's a mistake. I should go past the fossil and just move left. I think that's better. Because when the Frosty pops, it will deal with both of these biters, probably. Maybe not. Maybe not. But like if I moved left to the edge of the screen, the fossil would not be able to turn fast enough, would not be able to keep up. That will be fine. The biter is easy to dodge, assuming the Frosty doesn't give me trouble. When I'm at the edge, it is much easier to deal with the Frosty because you can quite easily guide it off the edge, and that would solve a lot of problems. So I think that's like the second solution, is that at this point I should have gone left instead of down. But I go down, and I think at this point the death is probably unavoidable. In this situation, funnily enough, this biter does not matter. But the enemies line up so that the Frosty and the fossil collide. If they didn't, it would be a very different situation. But they do, and I don't think. Yeah, my wiggling is good here. I do good wiggling, but it's not enough. So I think there were two situations where I could have, like here, where I could have gone down and then swung at the Frosty and the biter at the same time, or here, where I could have gone left past the fossil. Or could I have gone up? Is there a third solution? If I go up, going up there, the area is so noisy. It's very difficult to see what would happen. Or maybe I could like, I could maybe like stand still here. Let the Frosty hit me. Maybe it freezes everything. One can dream. But I think there's two main solutions here. Here you could go down and kill the Frosty and the biter at the same swing, or you could, in this later situation, you could go left, not down, go left, and then use the edge to your advantage. And then at this point it's unavoidable. I don't have time to look through all the footage because there's so much that could be talked about. I don't know what clips to choose. I don't know how to do this thing I'm doing right now. But I found one moment to talk about. I talked about that moment. I think I'm happy for today. Thank you. And if there is anything you would want me to do, please let me know. I'm all ears or eyes, I guess, since we are communicating in text.